Hey everyone, it's Sunday today, so that means it's time to sit down and chat all things ChatGPT, generative AI, and catch up with the news in the week. Now, it has been 2 weeks. My sister has been here. She has come and gone, and I wanted to introduce everybody to her on camera, but unfortunately, we missed a train coming from Paris to Amsterdam, so that didn't happen. Anyway, so I will chat about that in the at the end of the video, but let's dive into some news this week. Now, for those of you that are familiar, that there are different alternatives from ChatGPT. Of course, we know ChatGPT, we know Google Gemini, we know Microsoft Bing, Bing Chat, Copilot, whatever name they're using, but we also have heard of Claude, I should say. I was just in France. So Anthropic is also a generative AI company, organization. Amazon has invested a lot into them. And some people are saying that Claude, is really good and sometimes even better than ChatGPT. So if you are in that camp, or if you're kind of exploring and want to try different tools, well, hooray for you. Claude has introduced a mobile app for iPhone and iOS. So if you are interested, Ars Technica released a news on the 1st of May saying that it's available for iOS. So I'm definitely going to take a look into it. That's one of the things where, Claude has stated that it has like a pretty good context window, meaning that the output and input is nuanced and contextualized, and what you put in leads to what the output you would hope to expect to get out of it. Now, they are saying that the Android version is going to be released 2 months later, but they want to pilot it with iOS first. Very cool. If you are interested in getting even more out of this model, you can subscribe to the Pro model, which is $20 a month, which is roughly the same as the ChatGPT 4. I'm curious to try it out and do some benchmark testing. And we'll see. I mean, I guess I gotta get back into the world after jet setting around. So that's the news from that. Now let's move on to some of the OpenAI news, because it seems like since I've been not chatting and making videos, there's been a bunch of news that has been released from OpenAI, and some pretty cool stuff that we want to talk about, especially because some of the stuff could be game-changing later on. And the first thing that really caught my attention that I want to share with you is that according to Tom's guide, ChatGPT is tipped to do a search and launch that next week. So it's interesting because I feel like, I don't know about you, but when it comes to Google search, I mean, Google's been like the only search engine pretty much for a lot of people for the last 2 decades. And we've started to notice like over these last 2 decades that when you put in a search result, like you get like 15 advertisements, SEO content. And sometimes when you're looking for like specific things, for example, like I'm playing Harvest Moon right now, and I'm like, I want to know like specific things about Harvest Moon. Like I need to wade through like all of these articles. A lot of it's like, just SEO content to actually get to the good stuff and the good content of what I'm looking for. So you might be thinking like, okay, ChatGPT, LLMs, how could somebody use that for search? And essentially what they would be doing is kind of like contextualizing and using a large language model as a wraparound for what you're searching for. So for example, they give in this article, they give a demonstration. For example, like what did the most popular post in Hacker News today say? And then it gives you like more contextual search. So I feel like it's kind of like how people used to use Ask Jeeves, and I know that I'm dating myself, but where you could kind of ask a question, and a lot of people when they use Google, they write their search results in like kind of a question format. So this would be then to give contextual answers to these contextual questions. So it's going to be really curious to see what happens, because OpenAI and Microsoft do have this partnership, but we're looking at kind of examples such as this. So it gives news about, for example, if you're looking for a Galaxy Z Flip phone, then it would kind of give news about this phone and where to buy it, and so on and so forth. And then you can ask like, what is the difference between a Z Flip 5G and a Z Flip? So just, a lot more, I'd say like a search engine is more useful and not just a platform for affiliate links and SEO content. So I'm like, okay, bring this on. I need to find my Harvest Moon content. And if anybody's playing Harvest Moon, shout out to you. So when it comes to ChatGPT, I'm not sure about you guys, but I feel like I'm starting to notice that more and more people are starting to actually be like, whoa, what is this? Like more and more people at work are being like, oh, I tried it for the first time. I'm like, yes, awesome. So it's becoming like adoption is here. And I feel like we're getting almost to like the like late adopter phase in a way. And shout out to OpenAI because they're really, I feel like, accelerating this by opening ChatGPT to be used by anyone straight on their homepage. So there was news this week that OpenAI kind of gave their homepage a refresh, and in that refresh of the homepage, they have this ability to ask ChatGPT anything right on the OpenAI.com website. So I think this is really exciting if you want to have like people in your life that are unfamiliar with it, they're afraid of signing up for an account for any chatbot, to just go ahead to OpenAI.com. So here we can say like, why is the sky blue? Now, this feature, I think, is really specifically for the countries in which they've rolled out that you don't need to have an account to use ChatGPT, which is so cool. Now, in the Netherlands, you still need an account. OpenAI is slowly rolling out this feature in which you don't need an account to use ChatGPT. So if I were to click this, it would literally just open up my ChatGPT account, and yeah, you can see that it. Nonetheless, I think it's pretty nifty and pretty great, especially in the countries and regions in which they've rolled out that you don't need an account. Like, I feel like this really helps with the late majority adopters, like just trying this out. And then also too, in the refresh of their home screen, I really like this because sometimes digging for articles and their thought leadership pieces was a bit clunky. So now when you go to the OpenAI website, it's like, great. There are some instructional types of content, things that focus on the research. For example, Sora, the video generation model that they're working on for business, for the developers. And then for me, I like the stories, when it comes to what we've been talking about a lot on the channel, when it comes to like healthcare sort of things and outcomes. So pretty cool. Like the refresh, and especially I love that you can start to put your questions in here, especially for regions in which you don't need an account. And I think it's really starting to like kind of maybe move people along the adoption curve when they roll out their news, their news function, or sorry, their search engine feature that was previously chatted about. Okay, and one of the pieces of news on their home screen that also caught my attention as of this week is they're talking about secure infrastructure. And, I think for a lot of software engineers, a lot of people that work in this space, privacy and security is a thing that really is ramping up when it comes into the space of AI. And especially when models go rogue or are having difficulties adhering to the guardrails themselves, and especially the regulations and legislations that really want to see proper secure infrastructure and cybersecurity when it comes to AI models. So I thought this was also a really interesting post, and they talk about threat modeling. They also talk about like a bit of a framework when it comes to measuring advanced AI infrastructure. So they talk about trusted computing for AI accelerators, network and tenant isolation guarantees, so on and so forth. And I think really the AI for cyber defense is kind of interesting for me because I'm like, I feel like they're theorizing, let's use AI to protect against like cyber defense. And I'm like, this could be like incredible for cyber defense, or this could go horribly wrong and then Skynet will be upon us. But I'm just kidding. Anyways, this of course will be a link in the description of this video. So if you're interested in reading about security, go ahead and check it out. I find it fascinating. Now, lastly, let's end on some fun topics about AI. And this one was actually really interesting. I was on a flight to Marrakesh with my sister, and before we were taking off, she saw an article and she was like, oh my gosh, like you should maybe feature this on your podcast, your video, And so here I am today to chat about how a bride and groom saved $10,000 by using AI to plan their New York wedding. So if anybody is getting married that is watching this, you could potentially save on wedding planning by using ChatGPT. So in this article, Maria turned to ChatGPT to plan her August wedding using the help of AI, from everything with invitations to even booking the photographer. So in this article from people.com, move over all the info, all the news about Taylor Swift and rap beefs and da 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 da. Sorry, Maria. Did I say Maria? Maria used ChatGPT, and she estimated that she saved between $5,000 to $10,000. And I thought that was so interesting. Really, yeah, you can see some more details in the overall story, but she doesn't indicate the prompts that she specifically used. But I feel like maybe that's a good video segment to do, like wedding, like prompt engineering, like wedding prompts, like wedding planning prompts. You know what I mean? Like move over Jennifer Lopez in the wedding planner. It will be like ChatGPT Lopez. Okay, well, good thing that I'm not in comedy. Anyways, before I just make even more cringe content by attempting to be funny, I will just chat about my life this week, these last 2 weeks, these last 3 weeks. My sister came to visit for 2 weeks, and it was such a good trip. She just left today. I had a little cry at the airport, but we went to Paris by train. The week after, we flew to Marrakesh, Morocco, and it was such good, amazing bonding time. She has a family back in Canada, and so these moments where you just get like sibling time one-on-one is becoming rarer and rarer these days. So it was really a trip of a lifetime. So a lot of good memories, a lot of fun. So things are good, and now it's back to work Monday. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have a great week ahead, and we'll catch you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.